Hey, Sean. I'm good.
Jonathan,
Yes,
did you hear that Frank Hensley gave us $3,000?
I did not hear that.
So I have a check from him and I have $1,000 check from Karen. I think she meant to pay it before the end of September,
Right.
or maybe committed it to the raise the paddle on October 2nd. Either way, we didn't get it before the end of the month.
Right.
So
Right,
it'll
right.
those two checks will go towards this year's fundraising. So we got a
Uh,
good start.
that's great.
Hi, Jonathan. Hey, I have a question.
Yes.
Was the link for this meeting sent out by you or by Deb Clemens?
Uh, Today's meeting?
Yeah, I couldn't find yours and I found one from Deb from October 23.
It should be set up by me. I always set them up. It's always the same meeting link, actually. Um,
Oh, that helps.
yeah, it's always the same every month. I saw that thing from Deb. Here we go.
Yeah, that's how I got to this meeting. I couldn't find yours and I found hers.
Oh, okay. So at least you used the same one. That's fine.
Well,
6146.
I'm
Yeah.
worried about everybody else.
Well, I just sent an email to everybody. I sent a link to everybody with the
Oh, okay.
agenda. And if they use this one Deb sent, they can get in there too. It's it's on
That was
every
the 23rd. That was our finance committee, wasn't it?
23rd, yeah. Last Thursday, yeah.
And she's not on the finance committee, so I'm not sure.
No,
She
I
must have
don't know.
responded.
Oh, I don't know. I'll check. Anyway, I just wanted to see if there was a new procedure. Okay.
Hopefully not. Um I mean it's always a little bit of a mystery. I don't know why, which is why I keep it the same every month so people can just I've created a calendar invite and invited everybody to it. Um and I'm not sure what else I can do. And I send out the
Yeah.
link. So
Okay, well, presumably everybody got it.
I'm happy to do whatever will make it easy for
Well, I
people.
think that's the easiest coming from you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And hers was, I don't know if it was the Microsoft one, which I don't like as well as Zoom. Oh, good. Here comes Derek.
Oh, yeah, the Teams one. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, that drives me crazy.
I know. The Google one is kind of nice, but it's a little harder to manage than the Zoom. Um, but the advantage of those other ones is that they're free, and we do pay for Zoom.
Good morning, Derek.
Good morning,
Can we put,
Karen, John.
when
Hi,
we
Derek.
get to the foundation, can we put you down for a garden report?
Yes, please. And also, I wanted to had some thoughts about the one idea that you brought forward to the club about doing something with Canada. And have
Oh,
some
good.
thoughts about that.
Oh, good. That would fit under the club meeting. So why don't we put
Okay,
that at the end? Yeah.
okay, that's fine. And I will give you a garden report.
Oh, good. We're slowly showing up here. Great.
Take Kurt off there.
Jonathan, thank you for sending me the Zoom link.
Of course. And thank you for sending out the garden plan for today. I hope there was a good turnout. I got tied up with job stuff, but
Yeah,
that's-
we had 8 people there, and
Okay.
the Capitol Campus Garden is pretty much ready for the winter.
awesome.
Wow,
That's such a great project.
such a good use of those planters.
Right.
I worked in the DOT building when they were building them.
Okay.
Oh, is that right?
So I'm glad to see them going to really good use.
That's awesome. Could do more. There's more space.
Well,
A lot of paved space there. Hello, Derek, Steve. Good to see you guys.
Hello.
Oh, Steve, good morning. Thank you. Thank you
Morning.
for your notes I used in my talk. And maybe
I-
when we get to foundation, you could give a food bank report. Would that be okay?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. Yeah, I'm glad you're able to.
Yeah.
I heard you use the notes, so that's great.
Yeah, you could give us whatever the latest is. Yeah.
Okay, not
I'd
pretty.
like that.
Yeah.
It's
that's big
shocking. Yes.
and so unnecessary.
Yeah.
Hello, Joel. Hi, Sarah Beth. Good to see you guys. So let's see. We know that Anna's not going to be here. There's Matt, Dave Halverstadt, and Shane are both on the invite list. So hopefully they'll be able to join us when they can. Before we have a quorum, Senator
Okay.
Fraser.
All right. It's 12:01. So, well, here I am chairing the first executive board meeting. So any help from friends is cordially invited. So let's get started. Call our executive board meeting to order. And are there any changes to executive board meeting for the club? Are there any changes to the agenda, adds or deletes? I'd like to as part of the finance committee report, make appointments to the financial review committee. And let's see, like to fit in here what I think the Canada relations discussion at the end. Then I'd like to add a kind of a catch-all president's report at the end. I've made notes of a few things to bring up. So if there's no objection, we'll proceed with the club agenda in that regard. Let's see, minutes from our September meeting. Is there a motion to approve, or are there any additions or corrections?
Minutes have been approved via email. So
Oh,
the
they
only thing,
have. Oh,
yep.
great. Thanks
So
for
those are
that.
approved. The only thing we need to do is approve the agenda with the amendment. This has
Okay.
the amendments that you put in, Karen, from the last time I sent it
Oh,
out. So
okay, thanks. Yeah, I
if we could
haven't.
get it's okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't download that yet.
That's okay. If we could get a motion to approve this agenda.
Okay, motion to approve the agenda. Is there one?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Second. And that would include having a president's report at the end. So
Okay.
for all my catch-all things.
I'll second
Okay.
that.
Okay, the agenda is approved. So let's move on to, I think the next item is the financial report, finance committee report.
Karen,
And
can I make
Anna-
just a quick comment about the minutes? Something that came up in a board meeting I was in the other day, is I saw in the minutes that there was a line for proxies, and it was explained to me by Joe Heyer that something about Washington state law does not allow proxy voting anymore in board meetings, but you can use a
Oh.
proxy to create a quorum. So we may just want to
Okay.
look into that. I can ask Joe for some more information about what that is, but
Could you ask him, like for the art, unless somebody else wants to do legal research, the RCW citation?
yeah,
Since he
I
seems
will.
to
I
be
will
on
ask
top of
him.
it.
I'll shoot him a message to
Joe,
see if
yeah.
he can. He said he's had to explain it to several boards, but that the law changed a few years ago.
Okay.
For nonprofits?
Yeah, he staffs a number of nonprofits, and so I trust that he knows what he's talking about.
Well, if you could ask him for the RCW citation, and I'll try to remember to look for it, but I'm not the best legal researcher.
Yeah, I'll send him a note right now. That
I
was
think
it.
it-
Just that comment.
I
Yeah,
think
what
that
we
might be
lost-
in, John, I think that might be RCW 2734.34.
Oh, 27.24,
34, yeah, 34.
34 point what?
Maybe, I'm sorry.
What's the rest?
Oh, that's it.
2734?
That's the chapter that,
That would be the chapter. Okay, I can look that up. Yeah, okay. Well, between Joe and me, we should be able to find it. Okay.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Well, let's move on to the Finance Committee report. And Anna has billable hours today, which is nice. So I believe the committee recommended approval of the treasurer's report for the club. Sean, do you want to give a report on that before we vote?
Yeah, I sent them out to you a few days ago with a summary of the year. So we ended the year positive for the club and the foundation, but for the club. And we had originally budgeted to have a negative net profit of a small amount, which is on purpose. You know, we try to get as close to zero when we're balancing the budget as we possibly can. But anyway, we ended the year well in the club, and part of that was due to we did a raise the paddle at last year, the 24 installation dinner, and that raised $3,500. And there seems like there was one other thing. It might be with the foundation I'm thinking of. Yeah, I think that's the biggest one on the club. Did anybody have any questions about my comments or any particular line item questions?
If not, that's a sign of total confidence and approval.
Okay,
So
good.
is there a motion to approve the treasurer's report? Going once? Anybody want to make a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
So moved.
Moved by,
Second.
okay, moved and seconded.
I was getting worried there for a minute.
Any discussion at all? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, thank you again, Sean, for your always excellent work. And then the finance committee did recommend the appointment of a financial review committee, and Sean has researched all of this. And it is required by the bylaws, and it needs to be composed of people who are not officers or board members. And Sean has done the wonderful work of contacting people, and she found 3 volunteers. So Sean, do you want to nominate those people?
Yeah, so I nominate Wendy Endress, JJ Olson, and Tom White, who Tom and JJ are relatively new to the club. Wendy's been around for a couple of years, but all 3 are also not on the finance committee or a board member. They can't be either of those. So JJ was, I think he works for the assessor's office, but he was the Circle K president at St. Martin's for at least 1 year. And he came to our club lunches a few times selling us C's candies. So he's kind of a relative of Kiwanis already. And then he was also the treasurer for the Tumwater Club for a short time. And then Tom is the one that was introduced by Karen, I think a month or 2 ago. He had just moved back to Olympia from Cambodia. He was in US aid and was let go from there. And so he's here looking for work.
And he was a senior manager there, so he has a lot of budget experience.
I think so. And Wendy Jonathan, you might know more about Wendy's. Is she at DES right now, Enterprise?
You know what? I'm not exactly sure where she is right now. She was a former vice president at Evergreen during student affairs, and has been in student affairs for a long time. And then she moved to the state. And DES, that sounds right where she landed. Yeah, she's
That's
got
where
a
she's at.
strong budgeting background.
So I think those are good candidates for us. And my proposal would be for them to do this past year first. And because we were already late with the prior 2 or 3 years that need to be done, but to finish this year and get it finished on time. And then if they like it so much, hopefully they'll go back a year and do the year prior and again the year prior. I think it's 3 years.
Yes.
And so anyway, that's my proposal. I make the motion then to appoint those three.
Okay, there's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, moved and seconded to appoint the 3 people that Sean listed. If there's no further discussion, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. And we need to thank them heartily. This is a modestly thankless job, but it's essential. And so for the new members, they'll learn a lot about the club. So that'll be good.
One of them said that I'll get to know the club a little better if I know what we spend
Absolutely.
money on. It's like, yeah.
I just looked up Wendy's LinkedIn profile, and she's actually the deputy chief of staff at the DOH. So she was at DES for several years, and for the last couple of years has been in Department of Health.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, she has a lot of budget experience too, then. This is great. We have a lot of talent looking at our books.
Yeah.
I think they'll find them in excellent order. So
Hopefully.
next thing I have down is Membership and Education Committee. Is that correct, Jonathan?
That is correct. And
Okay.
I can do a quick update from Anna unless you have information, Karen.
No.
So the only thing that Anna asked me to pass along, I'm going to pull up her text just to make sure I don't miss anything. The big things are that she's no longer going to be serving as co-chair because, as Karen said, she's working now and she's also moving into different roles here in the club. So she just doesn't have the capacity to do it. So we're actively seeking a co-chair for the Membership and Education Committee. I had actually been hoping to tap Wendy Endress, but now she's doing fiscal, and I think that's a great place for her. So I'm going through our roles. I told Anna I'd help find somebody. I have asked Heidi Lane to consider it. I think Heidi would be great. And so if there's any other people you all can think of who would be good in that role, please let me know, or just reach out to them and have them, talk to them about it. But primarily the role pulls together the membership committee once a month. They're responsible for doing the inductions of new members. And Anna and Dan have done a really nice job of showing up at events and, talking the talk and getting for some new member recruitment at the dinners or at the garden sale. So that's kind of what we're looking for. I think Anna and Dan have elevated the role of that committee. It's been so nice. Their inductions are just so heartwarming and genuine. I've just been so appreciative of their work and the whole committee's work. So I hope we can find somebody as fantastic as Anna to fill that role. So let me know if you think of anybody.
Okay, thank you. And just a reminder, it's everybody's job to help recruit members. And so their main job is to encourage us, each of us, to recruit members. But they, as Jonathan said, they were great at going to all our events and setting up a table, and it was great.
Yeah.
So and on the my sign up list at the last meeting, nobody signed up to be a new member of the membership committee.
Oh,
We do have to recruit.
okay.
Okay, let's see. Then I think do I have down next secretary's report? Jonathan, is that right? Or did I miss something? I didn't. print out your
Next, we
name.
have the secretary's report.
Okay.
Real briefly, I submitted our annual report with the Secretary of State. little bit of a challenge there. They had some bug in the Microsoft systems sort of nationwide this week, and so I had to go in person down there, and it was a madhouse. But kudos to the Secretary of State's office staff. They know what they're doing, and they're super patient, and it was great. So anyway, that's been filed. Sean, I paid by check. It will take them a couple days to clear it, so I'll send you that information of the receipt and all that. I have that. Membership renewals, I think we are good on our membership renewals. Anna reported, I think, 86. I think we're up to 87 members. I know culturally in the club, we like to say we're at 100, but we needed to do some cleanup, and we lost some folks who just didn't renew this year for personal reasons or otherwise. And so so it's a good goal to, if we get that 10 like we added last year, we'll be back close to 100. And I think the folks who we have are engaged, and our lists are clean, and so I feel pretty good about that myself.
Yeah, great. Well,
And
my idea is let's get up to 100. A good round
absolutely.
number.
It's a great goal. It's a great place to be. And I must say though, even at 86, we're far and above many of the other small clubs around
True,
here that
true.
have only really a handful of members. But I
Right.
agree, 100's a great goal for the club. And I guess the only other thing I would add is that, so we were kind of playing around with going back to Member Day, which is a replacement for Portal Buzz. Biggest advantage of that is that members can email the lists of members themselves, which sometimes is nice. And it also has an up-to-date directory. I put a directory on the website that can be accessed through a password, and Anna and I were kind of playing around with it to see if that would work. It's a little cumbersome for, I think, people who aren't super comfortable using the web to access information. So what I'm going to do is send out an email with a copy of the latest directory for everybody.
Thank you.
And if there's any comments or better ways that we can make sure directory information is available. I don't want to just post it on the website for public,
No.
just because. So anyway, that I think is my report.
Great. Thanks for catching up on all of that.
It had a lot of help, and thanks to Sean and Dan and Anna and everybody who helped make sure that our member roles were good.
Great. Well, I think now we're down to talking a little bit about Canada relations. Did I skip over anything?
Yep, we can do that with President's report.
Okay. Okay. President's report. I mentioned Derek said he'd like to chat about this a little bit. There, in my report to the club, I mentioned that I thought, given some of the difficulties at the national level between US and Canada right now, since we are part of a big district that includes BC and Yukon, somehow or other, our Pacific Northwest district should be doing something to promote friendship between both parts of our district. And I understand some of the Canadian members have not wanted to come down here to meetings, and it seems to me we need to kind of counteract that in a friendly way if we can. And so, Derek, what are your thoughts?
Well, after Karen mentioned this project in which we had talked a little bit about earlier in the summer, I know a couple of well-established Canadian members who've taken on regional and international Kiwanis roles, and I'd be glad to contact them, and then also contact the executive director for the Pacific Northwest Kiwanis District, Dave Pearson. And he and I talked this summer, and he explained to me that there were no Canadians who had registered for the annual conference, which was in northwestern Oregon. I don't remember exactly where it was, but anyhow, he said that no Canadians had registered, and that just really struck me as very odd because in past years, a lot of Canadians have come down for those conferences, and I think it has to do with some kind of a boycott, or I'm not sure the boycott's the best word, but they decided not to come. So, but I'm willing to reach out and would be glad to see what I can find out and maybe have a report for the board in November. In thinking about this, Blaine, yeah, and if there was a gathering or a meeting, Blaine or Bellingham might be the place, or Vancouver. And then do something on the east side of the mountains and north of Spokane, where there's a crossing into Canada, and to have a get together. I mean, if we go that route, certainly, I think Kiwanis. I mean, if you think about Kiwanis's mission, both in Canada and in the United States, we should easily be working together and finding some way to bridge that what seems to be a widening gap. So Karen, I'd be glad to do a little searching around and see what I can find out for the board meeting in November.
Yeah, that would be great. And a few of my thoughts are, one, we should go to Canada and not have it on our side of the border. Or, the Peace Arch is right at the border, and the slogan on it is "Children of a Common Mother." And another thought is, we're the capital and Victoria is the capital of BC. So there's another idea. We could do more than one thing. And some of you know Bill McGregor, former port commissioner, and he's been the regional president for Kiwanis. And I think he went to Canada and he visited every single Rotary Club up there. So, and maybe there's visits or something, I don't know, but there are probably a lot of ideas. And I don't know if our Northwest region officers go up there or do they just stay home, but they ought to get up there like Bill did. So anyway, thank you for looking into this. Appreciate it.
Sure.
So, okay, the other thing is, the sign up. I passed around, this yellow sheet for people to sign up. Are you currently involved with a committee, and would you be interested in joining a committee? And 19 people signed up saying they were interested in joining a committee.
That's great.
Yeah, that's great. And nobody on membership, but garden is 5, firewood is 2, scholarships is 3, youth leadership 2, and so on. Oh, and special events and fundraising 5. Jonathan, how about
Oh, wow. That's
so
amazing.
I thought I'd get those names to the respective committee chairs and they can make contacts. So, and then Sam reminded me that I kind of left off 3 small ones. And so if I hand this out again, which I might at our next meeting, I should put back on there law enforcement, Sam's history efforts, and his inspirations organizing committee. So yeah, so I think we did well. I'll update that and do that at the next meeting. And then let's see. Oh, another item is community signs. I know, Steve, I think Matt talked to you some time ago, or somebody did, about could you find out what Olympia policy are? But I think we need to look a little more comprehensively. We need to know what city policies are for public signs advertising Kiwanis. The one on Martin Way is broken in half. So we should think about how are we going to be sure they're maintained. And now that we are the only Kiwanis club in Thurston County, where should our signs go? So should they go at the entrance to Lacey and Tumwater too, or just Olympia? So somehow we need to think that all through. So any thoughts on that would be appreciated. Maybe we can put that on the agenda for discussion at the next meeting.
So Karen, I did send a note to the city about the broken one on Martin Way, never heard back, so I'll follow up again. I didn't ask
Okay.
the other questions about more signs, but I can tell you the last time we worked on when I was with the city, Wayne Gruen was the point person for Kiwanis. And the goal from the city was, and probably still is, to make them consolidated so that the Lions Club and Rotary and Kiwanis are all together rather than having individual clubs have theirs differently. So I would guess that's still the policy, but that doesn't prohibit us from having signs in Lacey and Tumwater as well. But the city policy would probably be the same. We want to keep them consolidated. I think there were 3 or 4 locations around the city. but I'll follow up again about the broken one on Martin Way.
Oh, great. That makes sense. And who knows, maybe Lacey and Tumwater have the same policies. It makes sense. Somebody drives into town and they want to know, like, where are these clubs? So thank you very much. So we'll put that on the agenda for next meeting then.
And Sean has her hand raised.
Yeah, Sean.
Derek, or one of you, do you know where we got those signs? Who made them? And did we get them from KI? I know they say that we meet at Tugboat Annie's every Monday, and they need to be replaced with new ones, but I'm just wondering.
I think Wayne Gruen coordinated all that because I think he had to go out and get money from the other clubs to support their share of having their signs up there. So I don't know where he had them manufactured. Maybe someone at the city knows when I get a hold of them. Maybe they'll know. But I didn't realize it still had Tugboat Annie's on there as well.
Yeah,
I think some of them do.
Okay. I'll look into it.
Oh, and I think there might be one for the group that used to meet at Bud Bay. I think I
Bud
might
Bay,
have seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, the
So-
waterfront committee's
Yeah.
sign is on there. Yeah.
So it all needs to be updated, I guess, is the bottom line.
I would suggest that when we do have that conversation, I was intrigued when you said about expanding the reach outside of Olympia. I think we're overdue for a conversation about kind of expanding our reach otherwise
Mhm.
into Lacey and Tumwater, since those clubs aren't there anymore. So maybe this is part of a broader conversation.
And maybe our website should go on the sign instead of when we meet and where, just to keep it generic. At least they can go to the website and look.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
QR code.
Yeah.
Shots
Give our
fired.
whole history.
Right.
You too can volunteer for the garden.
Membership committee. Members needed now.
Yeah. So, okay, and then I wanted to just list some dates. So Don Law's memorial is at 2:30 on Saturday at the Olympia Community Center. And Bob Lean basically registered us for a Chamber of Commerce nonprofit organization forum that they're having at St. Martin's on
17. I think.
Which date?
I think
November 12th.
Oh, is it the 12th?
At 11 a.m. And I don't know if he paid a registration fee or not. And we might have to pay a registration fee. I don't know. I sent him an email asking him about that. But it'd be good. The idea is, I guess each group would have a table. And so I know Bob's planning to go. I can go. I think Jonathan's thinking of going. And I don't know if we each person who goes has to make a payment or not.
Oh,
I don't know anything about all that. So I've
Okay.
sent a note to Bob about that. Okay.
oh,
and
also,
then-
Karen, I'm
yeah.
sorry, just to back up a second. There was a little confusion about whether Don's memorial was at 2 or 2:30. The message I got from Sam said 2:30, and then the note we got from the folks at the Olympia rowing group said 2. So I responded to that email from the rowing group because they were all really close, and asked for clarification. So there's a little confusion at the time for that. So I hope if I hear anything more, I will be sure to share that as soon as I do.
Yeah, and I emailed a couple of
Okay.
his close friends who are helping to organize it, and they
Great.
said 2:30.
Okay. Oh, okay. So we've got that confirmed.
So I'm pretty sure it's 2:30.
Okay, great. I will send out a note confirming that time. Thanks, Karen.
Okay. Then the only other date I wanted to mention is Pacific Northwest Regional Kiwanis Conference is in February, something like 6th and 7th or something, Friday and Saturday. First Friday and Saturday in February. It'd be nice to have some people go. It's at Hood River, which is easy and nice. So maybe some of you would like to think about it. I'll think about it. Haven't decided yet. And then our final thing, we need to reschedule dates of our meetings because November and December are holiday months. So we need to reschedule first of all, this executive committee meeting. And it would normally be on the 27th of November, which is actually Thanksgiving. So do we want to have it on the 20th, which is the week before? And Sean, does that work for you and treasury reports?
I think so. I don't have any plans for, travel, so I should be around the whole first of the month, so I can get them done by I have to get them done by the 9th in order to show them to the finance committee before the finance committee meets. So I think I can shoot for that. The other date I thought of was the 25th of November, which is Tuesday that week, but
Tuesday of Thanksgiving week.
it doesn't matter to me. I can work around it.
So what's the feeling of members here? Would you rather meet the week before Thanksgiving week or the Tuesday of Thanksgiving week? Anybody going away?
I'll be gone the week of Thanksgiving, but I'd be available for the 20th.
20th is better for me too.
Okay, well, let's make it the 20th then. And then that means the finance committee would meet on the 13th unless they do something else. They meet 1 week before the executive board meets. Okay, now we need to move on to December while we're at it. The last Thursday of the month is actually Christmas. I think most of us have other plans. So would meeting on the 18th work for everybody? That's the prior Thursday. Be the same thing as in November.
I think I can make that work.
Okay, so that'll work
Be
for
the
Sean.
11th.
Yeah, so that would mean the finance committee would meet on the 11th. Okay, and the executive board on the 18th. So if there's no objection, let's just plan on that. Okay. Okay. All right. Is there anything else anybody would like to discuss?
I would
Sean?
like to share that I went to the Community Foundation had a nonprofit succession planning meeting it was before the finance committee meeting. But anyway, a lot of it didn't pertain to us because a lot of people in the room were paid executive directors of nonprofits and paid staff of nonprofits, and we don't really fit that mold. So it talked about, succession planning for losing an executive director, for instance. And, it was all worthwhile. But I think what I came away with mostly was that I need to document where everything is at and how someone gets to it. And I think, Jonathan, you should do the same. Where is our archive document? I know you've got a lot of it on the website, but if something happened to one of us, somebody should be able to come in and pull things together. Now, I have, two excellent past treasurers, Nicole and Dan Secord, who could help in a transition, try to pull
And I think
things together.
Dan is no longer a member, is what he told me.
Dan
His
Secord?
life has changed, yeah, unless he
wow.
changed his mind. Yeah.
Because he volunteered to be the treasurer about 2 months ago, I guess.
Oh,
And he's decided not to
last I
continue as a
talked to him,
member.
but well, Jonathan would know.
He was at the, I was going to say, he was at the installation dinner.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
yeah.
did renew. his
He
membership.
did. Okay, we changed his mind. Great. I encouraged him to change his mind.
Oh, good.
How can such an old timer quit? Good. Okay, that's good.
And then the other thing I wanted to ask is, I've been going through some of the bylaws and the policies, procedures. I don't know why we call them 3 different things, but
Yeah.
because I don't know the difference between a bylaw and a policy. And maybe someone like Sarah Beth could explain it to me. But I I've been working through some of the finance ones. It would be nice if I had a partner to start at the beginning and revise things as they are today and maybe present pieces at a time to the board to approve. And it's kind of a sit down and go through, online, what, and, alter some of the things that we don't do anymore and some of the things that we do now differently than we did before. So anyway, I'm looking for somebody to help with that, like once or twice a month, spend an hour, going through the policies. And it doesn't need to be you, Jonathan, you do enough. So if you know of anybody or if you want to help me, I know a lot of you have day jobs, so you can't really spend a lot of time on it. But anyway, it'd be nice to get a couple people together, me and someone else, to kind of go through those one by one and just try to revise them to up to date.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe we could announce that at our next meeting too. See if there's somebody who likes that kind of work. Yeah, I used to. So, okay, but that would be good. And then another question on succession planning. If each of Sean and Jonathan, if each of you put together, lists where you can find everything, who do you give them to? So that needs to be part of succession planning.
You're going to be.
Okay. I would give them to Sean and Anna probably, and and then put a printed copy in the storage locker.
Oh, good. That's good. Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what I was thinking.
And others, people need to know where to find it.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else to come before us at the executive board meeting? If not, does this board like to make a motion to adjourn, or can the chair just do it when we're?
You can just do it.
I like that better. There are a lot of superfluous motions you don't have to make. So if there's nothing further to come before us, then this meeting of the executive board will be adjourned. And now we will move into the foundation board meeting. So I'd like to call us to order. And is there a motion to approve the agenda? That's what this committee does. Been moved by Sean and seconded by
Derek.
By Derek. So all in favor of the agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carried. So we have minutes for the foundation board meeting. Would somebody like to move approval of those?
Minutes for the foundation board meeting have been approved.
Oh, they have. Oh, by email. Okay.
Yep.
So that the record should show that. Okay, so now we're back to the finance committee again. And since Anna can't be here, the finance committee met and reviewed and made a recommendation that the board approve Sean's the treasurer's report. So Sean, would you like to make some comments about the finance committee report?
Yeah, and I think everybody probably read my summary notes about it. Again, finished the year better than what we had budgeted for different reasons, but we came in a little short on fundraising, caring for kids, but it was a lucky thing because we got two big donations from Don Law, one in December before he passed. I think he was doing that for tax purposes before the end of the year. We moved 3,000 of that to the Community Foundation's Scholarship Endowment Fund for our own endowment fund, and then 2,000 went to Caring for Kids. And then his estate sale gave us $5,000, and that all went to Caring for Kids as well. So there was those two bumps, $7,000 from one source. But we have $4,000 today to deposit for this year's fundraising efforts. So that's a good start to our, one of our members gave us $3,000 and another one gave $1,000. So we've got that to start the year.
I think those two people weren't aware of the fiscal year deadline.
Yeah, they came in after.
Yeah.
but that's okay. It's here today. It's still in
Yep.
the bank, so.
Still good.
And then you all saw, I think yesterday I sent the new reports for the two investments that we have. That activity will be posted to October reports, but I sent them to you previous of those reports to be finished, because we haven't finished the month yet. That's tomorrow. And the market's treating us very well, which is a good thing. So we'll see. I know that we're going to still be short, possibly we will be short scholarship money for the endowment, for our endowment fund for next fall's recipients. And we've budgeted 15,000, but I'm guessing we're still going to have about 12 or 13,000 in spendable. So we're going to have to raise a little bit of money and send it to the scholarship endowment fund. And I don't know if the board wants to do, I don't know, an end of the year ask for our scholarship endowment fund. That would be helpful. Because we haven't really done any fundraising for that fund directly for a long time. I can't remember. We've sent small amounts to the investment, but nothing major since we lost roast beef, Harbor Days, you name it, you know them all. We used to budget a transfer from the club every year where our fundraising actually started or went to, and then we would budget a transfer to the foundation to fund the foundation projects from the club. And so Poinsettias was there. So it's something we probably need to think about, or at least dedicate part of Caring for Kids to go to the scholarship fund. So anyway, something to think about.
I don't know if there are any thoughts now, or we could take up that question at our next meeting, give people time to cogitate on it. It might be a little close to the Caring for Kids campaign for some people's taste.
Yeah, well, it's also for tax purposes. We might have an individual that
yes.
wants to pay or donate before the end of the year.
Yeah.
It wouldn't hurt to
point.
ask.
Good
Because
point, yeah.
the Caring for Kids is the public. I mean, we're trying to get money from the public, not necessarily from a handful of members that would currently maybe be interested. But did anybody have any questions about my comments or the financials? Any particular?
Is there a motion, if there's no discussion, is there a motion to approve the foundation financial report?
So moved.
Moved
Seconded.
and seconded. Discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion is carried. And on the subject of asking for a year-end donation, just a reminder, the dates I left off in the other meeting are, we will not be having a Kiwanis lunch in December because the second one is Christmas week, so we traditionally don't meet then. And the first one, instead of meeting Monday, we meet Tuesday with a Rotary Club. And this year it'll be December, 2? At the first Tuesday of the month. It'll be at St. Martin's this year. And it's really nice. There's a musical program. So if we want to announce anything about donations, it should be at their second meeting in November. So
Hey, Sean, we are going to participate this year in Give Local, which is coming up. Would we be able to? Is there any reason why we couldn't use that as a scholarship funding? It doesn't matter, right?
We could.
Whatever we want to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's all going to be donated to the foundation. We could decide how much of, if we get any, how much of it should go to the scholarship fund.
Okay.
We can decide that later after are you going to report about that? I don't know how that works. How does that work?
I was planning on it, yes.
okay, let's and then we could put that on our agenda at our second meeting in November. So,
Yeah, I was gonna say the the second meeting in November would actually be a good time to make a appeal then, because it really starts the holiday season, but you're also coming up to end of the year tax donation benefits, whatever is your last chance to donate before the end of the year. If you itemize, it would be an excellent time. We could put it then, and might even do a short presentation about what the foundation, or the whole background of the fund and what we use it for.
It
And the
sounds
fact
good.
it was started, I forget how far back it was started, but it was started, the history of it is pretty interesting.
Yeah. Okay, Jonathan, do you want to talk about Give Local?
Sure.
Anything related to it?
Yes, I'll just briefly say, so we agreed to participate in Give Local. Early giving starts November 3rd, but November 11th through the 22nd is the date of Give Local. I will put together the front-facing page for Give Local. What's nice about Give Local is that it's hosted by the Community Foundation, so they absorb the credit card fees, which makes it really exciting. And plus, there's also I'm not sure if there's a doubling fee. Sometimes what they'll do is they'll kind of do a way of doing, like, they don't call it a match, but it's a way of enhancing some of the donations for certain parts. So I'll look into that and get those details out. But so that'll be forthcoming. I asked Sean to see if I could use scholarship language in that, and I will. So I'll look out for that. I'll be doing it on social and sending it around to members. That's really a lot about the community and getting folks that may not be regular donors to participate. But I think if we gear it toward members, we can have some of the messaging for year end too. And the other thing I wanted to mention about fundraising is the Caring for Kids event. I'm having a really hard time getting our fundraising committee together. Like, the dates don't ever seem to work for people. I talked to St. Martin's and did reserve, they said they had some dates in March available. What I wanted to do was get us settled on a speaker, and then I can lock in the date with St. Martin's, because
Oh.
the speaker's schedule is going to be more varied than than St. Martin's. So my thoughts were Congresswoman Strickland. People have said Denny Heck again because he's great and good in the room. We'd had him 2 or 3 years ago, but Denny's always good. We had Chris Reichdahl year prior. So I don't know. Does anybody have some suggestions for speakers who might be really good?
Wow.
Matt, did you just volunteer? Because he'd be great.
Yeah, people would love to hear from me. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's just it's someone in my room. Sorry.
That's-
I'll get myself into a half-hour speech here pretty soon.
got a few things going on there, do you, Matt? So we don't need to do this right now, but be mindful of that I want to get on somebody's schedule sort of by the end of the year, because things get really busy for folks, especially if it's someone at a state level, because the legislature will be in.
Wasn't one idea Mrs. Ferguson?
Oh,
Or is that another group that's thinking of her?
I
Has
don't.
some involvement with youth. I don't know what
Does
it
she?
is.
I don't know anything about Mrs. Ferguson,
Oh,
but that would be really fun. She's great. Of course, Trudy Inslee's great, but I don't know how appropriate that is.
well, she's kind of past tense now.
Yeah. Okay, but that's a really good idea. It could be somebody like Patty Murray too. We could
Whoa, yeah.
right? I mean, and I'm a Democrat, so that's always, and that was I was reminded of that when I was suggesting people that there may be some folks in our club who would like to see somebody else who isn't necessarily such a political figure, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We live in these times we're living in, so I don't know.
Somebody from the Gates Foundation. I
Hmm.
think a nonpartisan.
I'm just,
Is it
I'm looking at,
possible? Oh,
I'm looking at a bio for Colleen Ferguson, and she's worked in international education for over 20 years. Education is a lifelong journey. Well, she has limited opportunities for public events and speaking engagements, though her career and passion for education and learning. Colleen hopes to give back to Washingtonians in a meaningful way.
Okay, well, she'd be a candidate. Yeah, Sarah, did you have an idea?
not so much her candidate, but I remember, gosh, it's probably been 7 years or so. We had a youth talk at one of our events, and it was really moving.
Yeah.
And I seem to remember lots of people opening their checkbooks after that. And so I don't know, if maybe working with the food garden and like if we could connect with someone, whose lives we actually touch, working with the food garden and making a difference, or you know what I mean? I think that helps because people can actually see how we're making an actual difference in our community by someone who is actually being affected by what we do. And then I think it also, it helps people open their wallets, right?
Yep. Right.
And so I don't know if, there's someone at the food bank who would be willing to talk for a little bit about that and their experience, or who comes to the food bank and how, the food that we provide helps them, or, same with the cords of wood. Something like that I think is really beneficial. In fact, the more I think about it, I think the kiddo that spoke probably about 7 years ago, I don't know, it was a while ago. I think we gave them funds and help to attend the police academy that we were doing. And then they shared how it turned their life around. And that was a really moving speech. And so I think, just something like that. I don't know.
So
Yeah,
Sarah,
would
Beth,
be
I
really
think you're on a good track. We do our annual food bank fundraiser every year, and we usually have a keynote speaker, and then we have one or two people that kind of fit the profile of exactly what you're talking about, who are recipients or who have benefited from the programs we have. So I think you could wrap that around a keynote speaker and it'd be really powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've actually done that in the past. We had a keynote, and then we had somebody from, I think each of the, like a youth program, the food, and I don't know if we did firewood. We might have done firewood too. So, and we've done that via video also. Yeah, Derek?
Person who comes to mind is John Ficker, the executive director for the food bank. He's worked in social service organizations in the community for a while, community youth services in the senior center. So he'd be a candidate. And Steve, I don't know if you've had thoughts about that.
Yeah, John's good, very articulate. He's worked for senior services for South Sound, community youth services. I'm forgetting one or two, but yeah, he's kind of covered the gamut. John's a good speaker, so that's a possibility.
Yeah. Right.
And I think he could draw in folks that have been affected and supported by those organizations too. So both seniors and youth.
Derek, there were some students that seemed to be taking some leadership roles at the Capitol Campus Garden. Were they, I don't know, were they from Orla? I can't remember.
They were from Avanti High School.
Oh, from Avanti, that's what, yeah.
Yeah. There's one possibility there as a student. Although she graduated, I'm not sure where she is now, and she's not volunteering with us now. So, but
okay.
Yeah. And another person through the Olympia High School Freedom Farmers and Lou Peets as the teacher, he might be able to find us one of his students who would be a good student speaker talking about food insecurity and the support that the food bank has given that person.
Sounds like we're veering a little toward a more locally based speaker, which probably makes sense for these times, and kind of keep things a little bit closer to the ground. So that makes sense. thanks for those suggestions. I will look into Colleen Ferguson and see what her availability is like. And I think we should also start talking to John Ficker, because we can maybe have a couple speakers too. That might be a nice way to do it. And thinking about some kids speakers. The Key Club speakers are amazing. And
Yes.
there's no shortage of talent and articulation there with those guys. So I know we could get some of them to speak and talk about it's not quite the same as the service recipient, but they are definitely the face of the next generation that needs support. So
Yeah. So Jonathan, I can talk to John. What's the date again on the breakfast?
well, it kind of depends on our speaker availability, but we can do I would Tuesday or Thursday in March. A Tuesday or Thursday in
Okay,
March. Is
March,
kind of
Tuesday or Thursday.
yeah.
We're
And
doing the
those
breakfast again, or are we keeping it all
again,
lunch?
that's open for discussion. I like a breakfast because we get working folks there who can then go off to work. It's a little cheaper than lunch too, but lunch I think brings in other folks as well, and people can jump off work sometimes and go have lunch. And so I don't know. Haven't quite gotten there. It's still kind of I kind of want it to be catered to the needs of our speakers and students. If we have student speakers.
Okay.
Which is, I think, another advantage to breakfast is that I think it's easier for students to get there.
Yeah, and we've had student greeters at our breakfast before too.
Is it cheaper at St. Martin's, or have we looked at other places, or it just fits more?
We've looked at Indian Summers, and it's definitely more expensive there than at St. Martin's. There aren't many other spaces that have 250 seat capacity that also have food service. So St. Martin's has fit that aren't, Evergreen State College could do it, but that's a little far out, I think, for a lot of people.
I think too that I don't know, because I went to a fundraiser for the free legal services here in Thurston County, and that was at Octapa's, and they have a back room there, and they also do food with buffet or table, whichever you prefer.
How many people
I
can you
can't
get in there?
remember how big it is, but
Okay, it's worth looking at.
it must fit at least 100 people.
Okay.
But it's, I don't know, just wondering if there's some, because I know St. Martin's is expensive.
Yeah, I mean it's all contained within same. I mean that's you pay for the convenience of it too, that you don't have to get any sort of outside.
And easy parking, which is important to people.
Lots of parking.
Yeah.
Well, more than 100 people. We typically have 250.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering the numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, Octopus.
Okay, well we can
wouldn't
look
fit
into it
that.
then. I also love the Lord Mansion up on Capitol, but
And that won't work either.
that's
Too
just not
small.
big enough. Yeah.
Too broken up, the rooms. Yeah.
Yeah.
Darn.
I don't even think the Olympia Center is big enough.
There is a events room at the South Puget Sound Community College Lacey branch. That's pretty good size too. Because I just went to something for Friends of Animals or whatever it was called. They had, I don't know how many people, but it was roughly the same size. And it's, if you can go to St. Martin's, you can go to the Lacey campus there.
I love that.
Puget Sound.
Oh, okay. I'll look into that, Kurt. Thank you for suggesting that.
Yes, I've been to some large events there.
Okay.
But you have to hire a caterer. So there's
okay.
that. Yeah. Well, great ideas. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thanks, everyone.
How many does the River's Edge that they open the partition and it's that whole room there? How many is that? Is that not enough room?
No.
No.
That's a nice place though for smaller events.
That might be more like 100. Yeah.
Oh, they can do 100 275 at Lacey at SPSCC.
Wow.
Okay. Okay, we'll look into it. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, thank you. Let's see, anything else for the foundation meeting reports? Can I do something that's not parliamentarily correct? In the minutes for the board meeting, could you put down under all that list of dates that we will not have Kiwanis lunches per se in December, but we will have the joint lunch with Rotary on, let me look up the date, December 2. And I'll send you a text or an email of what time it starts, and it's a musical performance.
All right.
And we'd sure like to encourage everybody to go. And every year Sam Reed, pushes it hard. So we'll have an announce all that too at the next meeting. Our calendar of events. Maybe I'll type one up.
Okay. Yeah, you bet.
Can I just
Yeah.
remind, well, maybe just bring it up, but 2 years ago, that event, the Rotary got a price
yes.
for lunches.
Mm.
And I think they were $35, but they were only charging $30 for tickets, which came out of our pocket for our members that only paid $30. We had to kick in the extra $5 for each of our members. So make sure if you're talking to and this is usually what happens, the president will talk to their president and make the arrangements and talk about the agenda. I want to make sure they're selling tickets for the cost of the meal and not, they may have a bunch of money, but I just don't see why we would supplement that meal with our own money.
Okay, I'll make a note of that and give their president a call, and I'll also talk to Sam because he's kind of the major organizer of this.
Now, Stanton would expect us to be there on the 8th.
Yeah, so I'm going to contact Stanton and tell him we're not coming in December.
And that should be the program committee's job. I'm sorry, but
oh, okay, whoever wants to do it, just so
well, no, I'm talking about Sam Reed. His committee needs to tell Stanton when we're meeting. They're the program committee.
Yeah, Sam called me and said it was my job. The president
I heard that.
does that.
I saw that email. I'm like, no.
That's what Sam does.
One time we showed up and
we had a staff
didn't even know we were coming because
right,
it was
I remember. Yeah.
Indigenous Peoples Day, and that's not a state holiday, it's a federal holiday. And we met that day at lunch, and Stanton was totally surprised by it all. So he managed, but I just think the program committee should be planning that.
Well, I bought one of his boxes of apples, so I'm going to see him on November 1.
And there's no reason I can't send him the schedule of programs that I have on the website. I should do that. And, I know it's not, but it's not hard to do either. And then it's done.
Yeah.
Well, and I talk to him every meeting is when the next time we're meeting. So I'll mention that as well.
We'll have a threefer. That's
good.
It
doesn't hurt it for him to get the information from multiple sources.
Sam Reed's like, excellent. We're doing everything he needs to be doing.
Okay, anything further for the foundation or anything else? Okay, well, with that, I think let's be adjourned, and we're adjourning right at 1 o'clock, which is our schedule, and that's good. So thank you all. See you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Karen.
Everybody.